Hey, Don here. Okay, back with another live stream. I'm checking my sound there. Oh, it's still in the other introductory mode, but it's working. Now let's listen to it for a second. Okay, everything seems good on the live stream, so I guess we're ready to go ahead. Now, excuse me. Okay, we're back. Going to work on the, well, first I'm going to work on Godaddy, trying to restore my lost data in my zone files that I lost because I used that zone file template maker in Godaddy, and well, I thought I understood what I was going to do. I did research, even, I looked it up and stuff, but anyway, what I did ended up deleting all my mail records, and the website information was still there, and it still worked, but that's in my previous videos in this series. But I along the way yesterday, I figured out how to get my website back up running. Let's go ahead and go to the desktop. Okay, I'm going to log. I got the NetProMax running. I'll log into it. Well, I'll do it now. There's no point. Do it now, and it'll be up and ready. I think that's right. And it should be, fine. Let's look at its logs while I'm thinking about it, see what kind of errors it might. Oh, yeah, that would tell me something right quick. Okay, ST journal get cursor failed. Timeout too large. Yeah, that's on the IRQ22. I looked that up a little bit, and I didn't. All I saw was that it didn't seem to be a big deal. I didn't see what it really was. Now, what I was thinking was this would tell me, because I remember back when I did some editing yesterday on this three different config files, and unless, let's see, journal SD get cursor. No, that wouldn't have anything to do with that. So I think I still need to run the commands. Oh, that was on the 15th, 16th. That's today. So there's only one error. Too much work for RQ22. So I think my DNS server is all working. I didn't break it when I changed the configuration, but I still need to check the config files. I didn't do it because I was going to do it, but I needed to go look up the commands again, and then I got off to something else. So I'm just going to put it in the terminal, and we'll go to Godaddy here in a minute. But let's see. Yeah, okay, there's my file that's being made, my backup file. See how my system resources are. They seem good. Okay, so here's my backup files. There's some, well, they're all right in here, but the one that I'm going to start with is my I have an email address with psalm68.com, and it is, just notice my preview over there is reloading, and sometimes that's not. It never does finish reloading unless you manually hit reload. Sometimes that means your string kind of went down or something. So I'm going to make sure it's working. Looks like it's going to be okay. Showing green still, but let's check it and see. Yeah, okay, it seems fine. All right. So I had originally, before I broke everything in my zone files, well, I didn't break everything, but before I messed them up, I had downloaded a copy. I didn't do it for backup. I did it to try to use it to help make my zone files for my my Fedora 28 DNS server on the NetProMax machine. And so hopefully this will put me in luck to be able to fix this. I forgot about that. I did finally get an email. It said in there, you may get an email when you make some changes and maybe ask if you really want to do it. Well, I finally got one sometime after last night, sometime during, since yesterday. It's been over 24 hours now since I worked on it. Anyway, at some point I got an email saying bishopco.com had been, DNS settings have been changed. If you didn't, you don't want this or whatever, you can go to this link. Well, I didn't try to go to it. Thought I would do it. I thought I'd go ahead and I probably will do it because I'm curious to see. I think it's just going to take me to my DNS settings, but it might actually have, sometimes they'll give you a link to undo this. It's not in the email. Not them in particular, but just general websites, when you change settings and stuff. I always try not to follow those links because they can always be spoofed, and people can copy. Spammers can copy and paste. They can use GoDaddy too, and they can copy and paste, put it in their spam, and then send it to you, but change the links to where they're going to something nefarious. But one thing I do, if I just the only thing I can do, to get to that spot, is I will open up the site that I'm and log into it, and then click on the link or copy and paste it. And if it doesn't ask me to log in again, then I realize, okay, that was a good link. Because some sites go ahead and ask you to log in again anyway for safety, so that doesn't work as well as it used to. So you just have to try it and see. But anyway, these are my zone files backups. And they have what they call a Unix one, which would be compatible with Linux. Unix is the original. That's what Linux was written to be like, a Linux-like operating system back in the 80s. And Windows, but there may be some slight differences, but I couldn't see it. But that doesn't mean a lot because I can't look over long bunches of stuff that way anyway. But those are the ones that would be wrong. Actually, that was the ones I went in and downloaded them again in case I messed it up even worse. But I think actually here's something that I can't. I used to the renamer built into. It's not exactly. Well, there's a link to it. That's the link up there at the top. To the KDE renamer, multi-rename. It is a separate application that you can open on its own, but anyway, it will never let you rename two files with the same name, but I can't see any difference in those two names. So I don't know, same size, same date. I put the date made, and then the time that I renamed it as some way to tell them apart, instead of manually, putting notes in every one of them. The time that it was made is showed to be the same. So 11/15/18, 11/15/18. Wait a minute. 11. Yeah, why is the date modified? Oh, modified date. That's why. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that's the modified date, not the creation date. I don't think you got creation date in here. I don't know. Maybe I don't. Might be able to add that, but it just makes it too wide for my screen. So I'm gonna open this one up, and what I'm getting at is I figured I wanted to use the one called Linux. Said it was for Linux because they actually because I figured they're running Linux servers or Unix servers. Actually, they say Unix, so they probably are running. They might be running Unix servers, but I couldn't see any difference. But all this stuff, basically all that. Well, no, maybe this from like here, yeah, from here on down to about right there is lost. It just went away when I did that. What I did is I made the template in GoDaddy, and I told it to change the IP address of the A records. See, this is, that's the original IP. I changed it to my external IP, but it also took everything else that had an A on it, which, what's really weird is, okay, it did not change these. I saw there was an original error, and it said it couldn't do everything. So those, I guess, were locked, which was good for me because I would have been completely broken. But these, instead of just leaving them alone, it deleted them, which is, it didn't give you, well, I will say this, it did not give you any kind of explanation as to what would or wouldn't happen, any warnings on what, that would happen or anything, which any good GUI interface, web or desktop or whatever, it should tell you that stuff, and that's what you expect. So, I was kind of, admittedly flying in by the seat of my pants. I kind of knew that from past experience with GoDaddy, and they're still the same. So I just messed up. But hopefully my backup will work, but I've already tried it, and I just get an error with no explanation of why, what, when, why, or how, but just an error saying it can't be uploaded. Let's see what this file looks like. I meant to have them both open. But I just don't know what would be different about them. Open the other one here. They certainly just looking over them like a broad look at them, nothing pops out to me as being different, except from name servers might be different. Yeah, they're different. Auto Discover 443 Auto Discover. Okay, that's different. That's another record, I think. Because I poured over these quite a bit. Yeah, that might be the Windows one then. Here's a way I can kind of tell, because I did label some of the ones. Oh, they don't have any email stuff. See, this one says Windows, but it has no email stuff in it. This is what happened to them. It took this is all that was left once I got done. That's the one that says it's for Windows, but this was after I messed it up. But I do know that for the mail, it said that's the mail server, DNS Max. The domaincontrol.com is the DNS server. Those are both the same. Okay, so but I do see a difference there. I finally see something different. TXT records, Auto Discover. It's got some extra stuff in there. SRV records. Yeah, that's blank on this one. Now I don't really know which one to try to upload. I guess both of them. Now here's the thing. I still don't understand how they could both have the same name. I'll leave those two open. They do have different IPs too, I think, at the end. Yeah, different NS server. Which they have so many. Yeah, that's NS09, NS49. Okay, so yeah. Okay, so I want to try to upload them again, but I think what I need to do, yeah, that's why I need to close them. I think what I'll do, well, with those for sure, I'm going to make copies. So let's get in the same directory, and I don't know if I need to. I think the one with the extra information, that's the one without hardly anything. I'm at the bottom instead of the top. I think it was the second one there. It has the webmail. Oh, that's what I can do. I can say save as. Okay, these have blank. SRV. Did I have different files open than I thought I did, or what? Yes, I do have different files open than I thought I did. 92200. I think I have another one. Oh, that one doesn't have all the mail stuff. I just can't see straight. I do that. I just do that real bad. Now I don't know which ones I have open and which ones I don't. I need the top one and the second one. Not only do I swap letters and numbers, but when I'm looking in lists like that, I will jump past one and think I'm on the one above it or below it or whatever with my when I go to click. That's why I'm not good at this all this editing this certain things like this. That's what makes me not good at it. That's my excuse. Okay, so MX records. Yeah, this one has SRV records. It's actually the only extra thing it has. Auto Discover TCP. Okay, so I'm going to say save as. I think what I'm thinking is that it needs to either just say psalm68.com for it to upload and not see the uploads just fail. I'm back. I didn't finish my sentence. I don't think it should end in .text. I got to thinking about that. But right now I'm just going to do this. Well, that's all I need to do. Well, no, I want these to be the ones I edit. And I think these are the Unix ones. Oh, I meant to probably ought to put on there. Well, I'm not sure. Well, I do know that I didn't see that, but that doesn't mean a lot. I was looking at bishopdonsongs.com and I put a full freaking text note in there, but I don't know what else to do. Okay. Now, I can, rename those again or do whatever I want to I'll go over here on this side now. Unix, I think. Let's rename that one already. I'll put Windows. So I can't figure it out because the other ones don't have those. They don't have any mail records. But I think that's what it is. And then when I really want to yeah, I'm going to have to rename the file itself. So kind of thinking that the one with the most records might be more, more likely to make everything work. But then again, if that is for a Windows server, well, when it matters to me is when I put it. If I try to use those things as basis for my, I may end up if my zone files aren't working after I've edited them and everything, I may end up copying and pasting these in to my zone file. Blanking it out and copying and pasting, or copying the file itself over and then seeing what it does. Well, of course I'll have to edit the server information, but I think my best bet is probably to call it psalm68.com, because that is exactly, well, they were .com.txt is what they were, and I thought that extra dot might have messed it up. Guess I'll try it first and see if it get an error. Then I'll take the .text off, and I'll just keep going from there. The long file name could foul it up too, but I'm just going to do it by trial and error. Looking at oh, I see. Yeah, it's in a different order now because I did that one Windows, I think. Oh, there it is, Unix, I think. Okay. It's always, I usually keep the newest things on the top, but in that case, I needed them by file extension so I could find them all. You can get them in a row. So now let's go to Godaddy. Get logged in there. And I was worried at first about showing, too much personal information, but I finally think I have figured out. Yeah, I already showed it now. That's the only thing it shows. Of course, when you put your password in, it doesn't show. Okay, now this is I want song68.com. Yeah, I don't have it open in the text editor anymore. That's this one down here. I have to watch with that one because I have a .com and a .org. But yeah, see, here's how it is. And I manually put in the IP. Well, with that script that broke everything is how I originally put my external IP. But this is what we get. That's what we have. I'll do screenshots on some of this stuff so I'll be able to look back at it quicker. And then the name servers, okay, they're 09 right now and 10. Okay, that might tell me which one. That's probably the one I ought to use then, is the file that had 09 and 10. So it's one. I think that was the one that said I think it's Unix. Yeah, the one. No, that's 49 and 50 there. Of course, they may change. Well, I got the idea they didn't change for very long periods of time, like years. So my assumption that 09 and 10. My assumption that they didn't use Windows. Of course, I could have this backwards, but that could be where I got my error. There was something missing. So it doesn't matter if you leave that open. Yeah, this is the one I'm going to use in because that's the same. See, they kept. I noticed they didn't change. Last updated 10.5.07. See, so I noticed that, and this one is actually, the Psalm 68 ones are actually just going to bishopco.com. Let's see, I'll show you. Let's see, that's .org. Let's say com. See, it's just going to my bishopco.com page, and that's because I don't have it forwarded or anything. It's just going straight to my default, my main root server or my server. I left it like that because I was wore out, ran out of time last time. So down here, now there's managed templates and what I was talking about. I'll show you what. Don't do this unless you understand. You create a template, and I thought, hey, then I can. Then because I'm thinking I'm going to have to manually change my IP addresses, or else use that forwarder. Still keep on using the forwarder. So I did all that, created and ended up messing everything up. Okay, so I'm going to import a zone file. Now, the one I want, the one I thought was Windows, right? Oh, I have to wait. I can't look at it. Windows, I think. Yeah. Okay. Somehow I got things out of whack here. How did everything end up on the same and not coming up like it should? It's moved. Somehow it moved itself. Maybe I opened up a link. I don't know what I did. This is where I want it. Yeah, now those can stay together. Actually, it'd be nice to have it where I can. See, now I can get to stuff easily. There we go. Won't be confused. Okay, so I'm going to import a zone file. And I want it was still in the right folder. So I'm going to do that. I'll probably get an error. But let's see. Yeah, error. Okay, so I'll just reload that page, make sure it doesn't have any left over. Okay, now I'm going to save it as, I don't have just plain that was how they originally had them. Oh. Well, either way, Psalm68.com is how it was originally named. Now let's see if it will work. And if not that, then I might try .zone, because that's how a lot of the people do it when they set up DNS servers. That's what I've been noticing. There we go, Psalm68.com. Still get an error. All right. Well, we're 0 for 2. Isn't that how the sports people say it? Man, if it just won't work, I'm going to be upset. Now, it could still be that that this extra notes at the top are causing trouble too. So I might comment them out or delete them. Let's see. Let's go ahead and close that. I'm just going to rename that file this time. And always okay. .com. Let's rename it to .zone because I've seen them use that. Or that would kind of make sense to me. Okay. Still get an error. It may not matter so much what the name of the file is. It may be, you know, the content that it's, but it's so fast. The error comes back so fast. You would think, yeah, just playing with all that may be silly, but I've ran into this kind of stuff with websites, building websites and dynamic websites and stuff. Not reading the errors, am I? Wait a minute. 1.9 kilobyte error. I did not see that. 1.9 kilobyte error. This an issue continues to contact support. Yeah, now that's something. 1.9 kilobyte. It may be too big. So I'm going to change it to .com again. And the best way to get rid of too big of a size is to get rid of all those notes. Now let's see how big it is. 1.1 kilobyte. Maybe that'll fix it. On bishopco.com. Let's look at it again. So a record, that's probably okay. I think that actually probably ought to be in there. I do remember it was laid out quite a bit different than my zone files. Even the default, you know, but that was Fedora 28, so you know that doesn't necessarily. That'll tell me a lot right there. If that works. Yeah, I said there didn't anything tell you anything, but it. I have seen simple error messages like that. That, you know, well, when you're doing websites and they expect you to know what you're doing. No, didn't do it. Now it says 1.1 kilobyte error. Okay, it's just saying this is what size the file is. Okay, so I think reloading the page is usually better when you're trying to upload files on a website. It could be supposed to be a text file. I don't know. Let's try that. See, .text. Song68.text. Then again, unexpected error occurred. What else? I've tried .com, .text, .com text, blah blah blah. What else have I not tried? I haven't tried no file extension, and I haven't tried just naming it zone. I'll try that if this don't work. Okay. Try zone. Man, this is really getting aggravating. The name, I wouldn't think. If there was anything that the name mattered, it should, like, since I downloaded it as psalm68.org or .com, that's how they sent it to me. .text, the only thing that I would think that should be the name. But they may just do that so that we can identify our zone files. Okay. And yeah, I did already look up on how to do that, and it didn't really have anything much in the way of I'll look again, because what else am I going to do? Okay. Let's see. I don't know where I'm going to put this. Put it towards the end, I guess. No, let's put it before the date. Deleted comment. Okay. Now, let's try again to import zone file. Okay. I'll try it one more time. I can't resist. I could try the other one, couldn't I? Still the same error every time. Yeah, let's try the other one. I don't think that would be it, but let's save it as that's .org. Have I got the wrong thing open all this time? Yeah, that's .org. Okay, so that's why it has a different IP address. And I thought it was Windows. Okay. This is psalm68.com. Okay. 9 and 10. And that's the one where I deleted the comments. Okay, so this is psalm68.org. I don't know that it is Windows. I don't know which it is. Ah. What did I just do now? I guess it jumped to a different place. Yeah. I don't know if it's Unix or not. Okay, let's see. Psalm68.org. Yeah, when I started opening those up, I wasn't noticing which one was .com and .org. One says Unix, I think. Where's the other .org? Oh, that one says Unix. But I can't tell anything about it. I named it that, but NS49, okay. And then that one says Windows. I went ahead and, yeah, okay. I'm going to delete the comments on it and save it. Now then, I'm going to rename it. I don't know which it is, Unix or deleted comments. I wouldn't think I'm sure they don't have these comments in there, so I wouldn't think that would hurt anything. Okay, now that's psalm68.org, so I'm just going to leave it alone now. I just wanted to get that note off there that didn't really make sense. I don't know if this is a Windows one or not now. This one has the comments, and that's the same file. Okay, that's the one I've already tried over and over. Now, psalm68.com. Let's go like that and like that to make sure it's sorted right. Okay, that's one of them. Windows, I think, deleted comments, and then .org. Okay, now this one must be the one that I haven't. This is the one I haven't tried yet. Oh, that has the auto discover in it too. So that's why they were different. Is because this one has something in it that the .org one doesn't. I had the .org one open and didn't know it. So I can't tell them apart. Other than, oh, that's not what I wanted. Okay. Save as. .com. I'm sorry, I completely forgot to not cough into the mic. Okay. Let's try uploading that one. I don't expect anything to happen, but it's another error. But yeah, those files seem to be identical. There is one thing I didn't do. I didn't take out. Let's see. Oh, this one I haven't taken anything out. I'm going to delete that stuff, and I might delete that SOA record at the top. I think they're using those semicolons to make these lines into comments, which I wouldn't think that would work because they're used in these files as part of their syntax, but or they are in the other ones. Maybe not in this particular file. I thought they were in some files too. But anyway, I'll leave that, and I'm just going to do that. I'm just going to hit close and see if I get any problems with doing that. Doesn't seem to make any difference, but I don't know, it worries me not doing that. Now, the only other thing I can see to do is delete the SOA records. Of course, well, .com, well, it doesn't seem that changing the, it doesn't change the error message or anything to change the file extension, so okay. So this one, I wonder if I've already closed it. I'm going to delete that one because it went to trash. If I want it back, I can get it back. But I don't want to have too many files and confuse myself. When I try it again, I'll try it with I'll start again. But let's see. I'll try in here first, I guess. I don't know. We'll see. You can change this, which service your domain uses for the website and email by managing its DNS recorders, also known as zone file records. Templates. Okay, so that's hard to read small like that too. So let's say there it is right there, and it's on their website. I noticed if you put the domain in there, used to you had to use special switches and stuff, you know, to say I only want to search on this domain. But if you just put the domain name in there, it generally goes to that first in the results. So that one says solved. So let's see. Unexpected error. We keep getting unexpected errors and uploading data some files for our domain. The same file was uploaded from the Godaddy support. Uploaded, downloaded. They said they are using Windows 7 machine. However, we tried to upload the upload function on multiple Windows 10 and Mac servers with different browsers, Chrome or Firefox, and they all failed. Can anyone help? Let's see. Let's go to the one that says source. Important export DNS on. I need to add a lot of records. Let's hit go to solution this time. It may not be but one. Oh, there it goes. Well, I was in a hurry there. Let's see. I don't know which one is supposed to be the solved one. Let's try it again. Takes a while. There we go. Oh, any existing records when you import the new ones. I may have to reach out. They probably have a chat, which I'd probably rather do than call them. I hate calling all that. Just hate doing all that stuff. Let's see. So, let's see what's on this page. Let's see. You see, my files are going to have the same records, so that's a clue. And rather than me try to take all those records out, well, I could maybe, but I think what I would do is, no, that might be the thing to do, because I was thinking, okay, then I'll change it to custom again like I did yesterday by using the afraid.orgs. I think mine's still not up and going, to where I can do it. It won't let me. And then upload them. And then go back. But if I do that and then go back, I'll just go back to what I was before. So I think the only thing I could do is try to take out all the existing stuff. Yeah, this is what I've been doing. I tried the exact same one. And he tried one with only one line, and it still failed. Okay. Didn't think about the browser. I usually do. I had to be trained to remember to try other browsers, and I didn't think about that. But it didn't help them any. Try different machines, even different operating systems. They sent the file to GoDaddy Tech and they can upload it. Huh. Computers, browsers. Yeah, there's a screenshot of it. It says it's 0 kilobytes though. They're talking about doing more than one domain at a time, and I'm trying to do just one domain at a time. I'm going to the domain page. There might be another page where you can do that, and I haven't. But if it's not working, what's the point in trying it? Yeah, this is just full of people saying, yeah, okay. So they're just getting no help at all. So that page won't really help me. This page has the link to an explanation. Let's see what else. How many times it says solved on there? Just once. Didn't work. Fixed. Let's see. No. So there's probably just a lot more people saying that. Yeah. They don't seem to be much help at all. They just keep saying, well, just go back to our website and read it. Well, your website doesn't tell crap every time I go read it. Let's see what this says. Import my domain zone file record. I've been to a page like this before. Let's see if it's the same one. See, it's actually, I'm logged in and it's showing my domains, which is kind of cool that it's, it's getting more specific to you. This is talking about like using other zone files from other DNS systems, but current DNS manager or import a zone file currently in use on bind DNS server, which is, not what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to re-import, since mine's broke from me using one of their other features. It's not a bug, it's a feature. I'm not trying to use, what I've been working on in my NetPro Max on my server. I'm trying to use what I downloaded from them, just like those other people were saying. Bind zone, okay. Well, that's good to know. Format. RFC, we do not support all bind zone features. We only support import of A and AAA, CNAME, MX, TXT, SRV type records. Okay, well, that's pretty much what I'm trying to do. There are some other records in there. Well, I want them all back if I can get them, Warning, will merge and duplicate all existing zone records. Okay. So, yeah, you wouldn't want duplicate A records and all that. Okay. records management page under, click import a zone file. Click and select files you want to import. Maybe you can select more than one file at a time is what they were talking about. I didn't try that. And after importing, you will see the message records not containing errors having been successfully exporting zone file records. Okay. Okay, that's what we already know. Is this what I mean? Just really basically nothing. What you figured out by reading the page, you know. I mean, if you've used computers, even not even online web stuff, but you know, admin, but computers for a while. Okay, well, I don't know, but anyway, I've been doing the website stuff since '98. I got my first Godaddy domain name, BishopCo. Is it DonsDeals.com or BishopCo.com? And I don't know, somewhere between 2000 and 2002, I can't remember. But anyway, I see my websites, I was building them on AOL, is what I was doing at first. So. Okay, export. Let's see if there's any clues in export section, which I already did and didn't have any problems with that. Export domain zones to use with third party or as an archive, you know, which is why I did download them to start with. It's going to put them on. I was seeing if they'd help me set up my zone files on my server. So I do have them backed up at least. I think I didn't look at all of them since. Well, I don't know if I ever did look at all of them, see if they all had mail records in them. But every one I opened from the original downloads has mail records in them. Export with Unix and Windows. So, you know, if you're running a Unix or Linux server, then, you know, that's what the file you'd want. And there's some kind of difference. It may just be the file format itself, because there is a difference in the actual formatting, underlying formatting of a Unix or a Windows file. And that's the only difference I guess there is. I might be able to see that in the properties, huh? Let's do that before I forget. So there's one of them. .com. Properties. Plain text document. Probably doesn't. It may not tell you file type options. You can't click that. Oh yeah, that's the thing I used to use to tell it what program to open with, and it won't work anymore. Another thing that could make me cry. Okay. Have that one labeled as Windows. Yeah, there's nothing in there to tell you. There should be somewhere in there's programs that can tell you what the formatting is and stuff like that. But anyway, it doesn't matter. I could try one and then try the other. You know, if I guess I'm hoping it's just what's in the file that's giving me trouble. System generates a zip that contains the zone file records of your domain name. Save your file to a computer. A zip? Well, that's weird, because all I got was, you know, it's not a zip file, it's just a text file. So that's not even right as to what's happening now. When was this? And then the next step, import a zone file. Doesn't tell you the date or when they wrote this, but Import zone file should take me back to the page I just left. Let's look at those notes. So, warning, importing will merge duplicate records. Yes, so okay, so I don't want duplicate records. Get rid of some of these. solved. I think it says solved when it's not. I think that's what those people might have been complaining about, what that guy said. So, after reading over that, I'm not feeling much hope about being successful at this. It just goes on and on about having the errors. I think sometimes you can go to another website and somebody will have figured out how to make things work, you know, when the support of that, whatever it is, doesn't help you. It's broken, and no ETL to want it to be fixed, and that was in 2017. Format doesn't matter to your desktop. Then immediately click Import Zone File and select the file you use. Is broken. Oh, that's special. Let's see. Yes, it does actually matter what your domain is. Well, that's not. That's not what they said. They said that the format, Unix or Windows, doesn't matter. The word domain is not what is your domain name? Now, why would they need? You wouldn't want to give out your domain name necessarily. Well, I don't guess it matters that much, but I'd say anonymous. Why does anonymous want to know your domain name? So they can do something nefarious. That's what I was thinking, you know. What they mean is it doesn't matter what domain name, it's still not working. That's probably why they wasn't going to answer that. Yeah, it doesn't matter what domain. This is the problem on any domain. So, okay, but that's bad. If it's been broken since, surely they wouldn't leave it broken since 2017. And why don't they just retire it if they're not going to fix it? Okay, let's take out Godaddy. Let's just leave that like no. Let's take out .com and see if there's anybody else besides. See, then you're still just getting Godaddy.com pages, which might be. That is, everybody's talking about it. Oh, that's on GitHub. Let's see. A zone file template for importing to Godaddy Total DNS Manager for speedy domain setups. Oh. SMX. That's, you might be able to use that if you really understood all that really well. Looks to me like it's setting you up to use Google Docs and Google Mail. I think they're setting you up to use Gmail is what I'm thinking. Proper CNAME, line 7. Oh, right there. I guess the XXXXX is supposed to be, I don't quite get that, but it is interesting to have your domain work through Gmail. That's kind of interesting. But you know, with GoDaddy, you have email. The only problem I have with it is, well, it used to go up and down all the time. I haven't seen it doing that so much in the last couple of years, but there is no spam filtering or anything on it. So, and it's a free email that you get with your domain. Now, you're only allowed so many emails a day. So if you get a lot of traffic on there, I used to put them on my websites as contact info, and then when people started hitting them and spamming them, I would reach my limit, and so I wouldn't get any, and I wouldn't notice it for a month sometime. Wouldn't get any. If somebody did actually write me, I wouldn't get it because of the spam. So I just quit using them on my websites, but I still have the email addresses, and I have them on some things, here and there, and once in a while I actually get an email from it. Usually it's like when I used it to sign up for some kind of website or something. But you put that somewhere. Where do I want to put it? I guess I'll put it in the GoDaddy. I'm not going to use it, but it's interesting. But I still don't want them broke. I'm not really using them. I'm not going to pay for it. Gmail and Hotmail and all those they have spam filtering and everything else. So they're much more safe to use and less aggravating with having to delete. For instance, my ISP, Charter Spectrum, they don't filter spam. They say, except for if you try to send something that their engine thinks is spam, they won't let you send it when it's not. I send stuff to myself a lot, email pages to myself. Sometimes, depending on what's on some of the pages, it'll say it thinks it's spam, and it won't let me send it. So I have to go use Gmail or Hotmail to send it to myself. But especially the last week, I don't know what's happened, but in the last week, I used to get 3 to 5, 7 a day. Now I'm getting 20 a day for the last week. Maybe it's because it's close to the holidays and people think they're going to sell stuff, but it's ridiculous again. It was not so bad until quite a few years ago now. They had that big data breach in their email provider servers. I'm going to check my on Charter, back when it was still Charter, and it was actually the actual servers and the management company was over in Dallas, close to me. I'm close to Fort Worth, but so I knew where. Actually, I think I'd seen the building before when I was in work. When I was working installing telco equipment in 2000, I worked over and I think I saw that building. But anyway, so I was just kind of wild to see something in the news that I actually knew where the building was, But anyway, the spam has increased wildly after that, and they never did anything about it. It wasn't all that bad until then. But they got everybody's email addresses is what happened, and so then they knew people to spam, email addresses. Because I was always careful about, I didn't put that email address on my websites, and when I first started realizing, when it first started becoming, when I started putting my email addresses on my websites, it wasn't a problem. People didn't get them off your website, and they didn't have crawlers, apps, and stuff to get your email and spam you. Well, then they came out, and so then I started using different things like Java applets to hide your email address, and someone would have to click on the link or the button, and then it would open up a little window where they could email you from there, and they were problematic, and they were always dependent on external services or servers, and they'd quit offering them. Sometimes they would just quit working, and like I remember I had a counter on there for all the way until 2 or 3 years ago. I put it on, just a web count, just a visit counter, and it would just show at the bottom of the page. I'd put it at the bottom, and it would say how many visits, ever since you put it up, or ever since you put that counter on there. Well, at some point, that service went away, and someone else got it and used that address as a game advertisement server. And so it was not just, you didn't have to click on it, it just made ads pop up at the top of my web pages. I never figured that out. I searched the code on my websites, couldn't find anything with that address on it. And finally figured out, I don't remember how I figured it out, but I finally figured out that it was that counter had been redirected from its original counter service, server, to this game thing. And I didn't ever find anything. I scanned that website and stuff, and I didn't find any malicious, like malware and stuff, but it was just, underhanded advertising, and really tricky because it's hard to figure out, why was that on your page? I forgot what it was called now, but back to the problem at hand. Dang it. I just don't, and I guess if someone is actually watching this and they're saying, well, why don't you put that stuff back in there? You know what? Okay, you can do this. I did this on my, it's just too much and too complicated for me to do. That's why I haven't even considered trying to do it. But on my bishopco.com, well, this one doesn't have it. It doesn't have a www CNAME in it. And that was one of the things I lost. So I went in there and I said, add a CNAME. I can do that. Well, let's don't do it right now because I'm still trying to add. And anyway, I put my host name, my domain name, and then where it points to. And I forgot exactly how I did it. I didn't put the IP address because that would have made it. That's going to change, This right here is what got me in trouble. I was trying to figure out an easy way to not have to go to every domain to change this one at a time. I was trying to figure out a way to do it all at once, and that's how I broke everything. I didn't break. Well, it's broken because it's all email's broken. It's all deleted. But okay, Psalm68.com. We don't have a DNS. There's something I might could. I don't know. Sometimes the email, the videos these days, that's something that's really changed nowadays. Is with the videos, sometimes they help you more than the written out pages. Used to be the written out pages could be faster. I've spent 2 weeks. I'm still waiting for a DNS something. No fixed. The word solved doesn't seem to be one that's the only place where I see it solved, and those see most of them are just looks like people trying to get help. Some of these research results you could click on watch later, but that doesn't actually look that interesting. Okay, let's go back to the search results. Here we go. See what was in there. Yeah, the only one that says solved. I'm really afraid I'm out of luck. And one person in one of the first deals I read says, well, I called them and they fixed it in 10 minutes. So, that may be the only thing I can do. Really not any sense in having that up anymore. But, yeah, I need to delete. Obviously, I need to delete all those records. So, let's try that. I got a feeling, but from what I read, that's not helping either, but we'll try it anyway. Okay. Deleted comments. Okay. I'm not sure which one was which, but that one doesn't say. Okay, that still has all those records. I did delete that out of one of them. But let's make it smaller and put it over there on the web. Put it over here with the website so that I can see if I can figure this out. Yeah, the TTL is not going to matter, so maybe we can do it like that. Okay, so yeah, not being able to see. Well, I'll leave that SOA record in there. Well, maybe not. Okay, the A record I don't want. Gosh, if I know enough about this. Okay, I don't want the A record, so I don't think I want any of that. It's getting scary here. Well, at least I know it doesn't delete any of this stuff. It only adds to it. So, save as. That's some68.org. Cancel. I opened up the wrong one. Close without saving. I'm on some68.com. Okay, let's go over here then. Let's see. That's .com. That's still working good. Okay, so getting a little bit worried about, I don't know which side to stay on. Well, this is ordered by newest, and that keeps throwing me off. This one started to leave it in videos, but then I'm like, well, I don't want to accidentally delete that video. I like to be able to see, but when I'm actually opening, closing, doing stuff on files, then let's do it this way. I always, for some reason, default to reading the one on the right. Just the way I like to do. So maybe this will. Okay, bishopco.com. Oh, I see. These are organized by what? Oh, I changed it. I got it by name now. Okay. This is by the newest. Leave it like that. Let's go to, yeah, by name would probably be the best. Okay, so yeah, some68.com. Windows, I think. There's the one where I deleted the comments. Since I think it's Windows, I'm probably wrong about that now, but I think the Unix one would be the one I would want. Let's open it and see. Okay. Yeah, this is okay now. That one has, why are they both the same? Almost. Oh, one of them has the deleted. Okay. Now this one, okay. 1, 2, 3. That's what this one is. Still got the, that has the SRV auto discover in it. That's still the same IPs. Okay. So that's the one I was wanting, because that might be something useful. There might be something that I have no idea. I never paid any attention to the mail records, so until after all this happened. Oh, wait. Okay. Oh, yeah, Windows, and how did I end up? I didn't think I downloaded Unix and Windows originally before I messed it up. Oh, that has that SRV in it too. Okay. Okay, so this is the one I'll edit. I don't know if it's Windows or Unix. I should probably just change that. But okay, so let's use this one to edit with. Go back here so I can kind of get an idea about what it is I want to do. Okay, so actually, that's just the time to live, so that could be good to leave it like that. So all I see is I don't see anything that says SOA record. It just says A, type A. That's this one down here. And then, but that right there is my subdomain. Okay. I think that's a comma. I mean a comment, and I don't think it matters to the functionality of it. But It might. So let's try it with it. Wait, the wrong button on the keyboard. I'm not sure if you could. I would like to leave a space in there so I'd know what I've edited, but SOA records. You would think those would have to be in there though for it to work. That's why I'm kind of going. But let's leave them in there for now. Okay, then there's NS 9 and 10. Oh, SOA right there. It's at the bottom. So maybe I do need to take that out. Now all these though. MTX. Now NS records, yeah. Okay, it says primary name server 9 and 10. Can't read it all, and I don't think, yeah, there's no way to read it all. Unless you hit edit. You can't edit that. Yeah, so you know, I can see in my logic that these ones that are not editable, that trying to override them could cause an error, so that might work. I'll probably just rename this in a minute. I'm going to save it as is. Let's close it and open it back up again. When I have the blue on both sides, the line, I don't remember which one. That's not the one I just worked on. Okay, but I guess, yeah, that way I can get to it quicker. No, that's Dawn's songs. It doesn't change the, why doesn't it change the modified date? It should. Ones that I had, okay, that's the one. There we go. A records. Now I'm going to say save as. Get rid of all the extra stuff, and I'm going to name it the way they named it when I downloaded it. Still don't know what would be the right thing on that. If it matters, if it should have an extension, it shouldn't have an extension. It should say zone, you know. I tried all that before, but now I see. Actually, it should have, by all rights, worked. If it was working, should have worked and just duplicated all that junk. Of course, that would have been a weird, bad headache, wouldn't it? Me trying to straighten that out. So it could have been a blessing in disguise. This is what I want. All the stuff I don't have. That's an IP address that I don't want. It's an old IP address. I want my present IP address. Let's see. Best way to find that quickly, I think, is to do an NS lookup. Yeah, there it is right there. And I can even check it. Yeah, there it is. Now it's still going. I haven't changed it to, you know, it's still pointing to the server out in the garage, but they're, you know, same page and everything. Okay, so, and I think I saw that, see, that's a tab, not a spaces. So they're using tabs to beautify their, like this is kind of mixed up. Might have been beautified in the beginning, but most of them, the professionals that videos that were making the videos instruction, they were beautifying them by using tabs and stuff. See, this one's not really beautified. It's kind of hard to read if you're really trying to read what's in there. But it's got everything. See, webmail, IMAP, everything. And without all that in there, your email is not going to work. But the other stuff that it took out should be, I think I've got the right things taken out. You know, this, no, the one thing that would be different would be your, oh, I took that out. So this does not say your actual email address. See, so this might be all I need. I might be able to if this worked, I might be able to upload it to every website Well, that I wouldn't need that extra. They're not all going to have that subdomain. I wonder if that would make one if I did that. But I don't know. I'll probably do it for each one because there's no way. I might mess things up. Anyway, let's don't get ahead of ourselves. Let's see if this is going to work. Okay, so this is Psalm68.com. Since I'm having so much trouble figuring out what I'm doing and where I'm doing it, Psalm68.com. For the zone file. There it is. It went green and red again. And that error just says unexpected error, just like they keep saying. Maybe no way to fix it. I mean, other than one thing at a time. And as much as I don't like calling, I'd probably rather call them than I don't know if you can call them in the middle of the night or not. They used to have 24-hour support, I think, on the phone. But saying that everybody is saying the same thing and nothing's working, and this is the only clue I got is what's in the file. But see, I don't think. I mean, I could put a comment there, a number sign for the comment, but it could be part of the syntax. That's why I didn't want to take it out. Except for they used them in those comments. That was the clue I had they meant that was a comment. I got a feeling there's nothing to do. I'm going to comment them out the normal way, the way that everyone else comments things out. But I'm not going to take out their original. Those being blank could have been a problem. I could take them out. Let's just leave it like that for now. I might take those out that aren't being used. That's the thought. Let's leave it like that for now and try it one more time. Alright, let's just keep playing with it. I'll only leave one space per. I don't know, a space could be a problem. It's usually good to leave a space, but since I don't know. Okay, leave it like that. Now I have two windows down there. Oh, I guess because I probably didn't close that little window. So I said the one I did and the one after it. Try it one more time just to make sure. I don't think it'll work, but nope. I think closing that's enough. Well, you never know. Okay. So I'm going to take out all the comments, period, since they say they really just want the actual information. I was going to try to do it with the keyboard, but okay, now we have no comments whatsoever. Okay. I think I'm out of ideas. Well, I could take out that. I don't think that's hurting, but what do I know, right? I'll just get down to the most important information. And the extra spaces shouldn't hurt, but let's take them out and see. It shouldn't help either, so it should. I think they're just to make it look better, easier to read. Now, I have forgotten about one thing. What about if it's supposed to be... They never said anything about how to name the file, like that was important. But, let's go ahead and rename it. Yeah, now I can find it again quickly. See, I can't even... Oh, I see that blue line's on the wrong file. Where is it in there? Extension seems to be better. I don't see it in this list. Why does it not show up? Maybe it's not refreshing. It's showing up at the top, even though it's listed by extension. Oh, yeah, it is because it's a .com file. Okay. That would make sense, wouldn't it? Rename. Well, they gave it to me as .com.txt. There is one other clue. I've seen this kind of thing happen before. If I should leave it .com.txt or I'm going to leave it .text. Now here's what I'm going to do. I want to pack it. I want to zip it. I don't want it to be a tar. They said they use zip. They said in the notes. I don't want any passwords or anything. It said in the notes, maybe it's looking for a zip file. It's trying to unzip it and it can't. Well, that didn't work, did it? Okay. No, that's not going to be of any use now, so I'll just get rid of it. I'm getting to where I'm going to have a break. I guess I'll take my break. I've been needing it for 10 or 20 minutes now. I'm going to take a break, and I think I know I just can't give up. But sometimes you figure this stuff out. I'll think about it while I'm taking a break. Recompare everything. But take a break and think about it. But like, okay, my next step is like, okay, let's zip it as psalm68.com. Let's zip it as a .zone file. But I think if I'm going to go into like if there is I don't think there's a proper file extension for zone files, because I've seen people and these professionals, some of them they use their .com name, or sometimes they use .com.zone and so on, so I don't think it matters, but I thought, well, it could matter to this GoDaddy thing, like the way they do it is the only way that it works, but the way they sent it to me was by my domain name with a .text on the end, so that you would think that would work. So I really have to take a break now, and then I'll figure out. All right.